Hello! Deadlock ranked mode just came out. There's a lot of funny ranked names, and I'm here to recommend the best characters for ranked. Keep in mind, this list is based on my experience. Everyone's tier list is going to be different, so take it with a grain of salt. So 𝓭𝓻𝓮𝓪𝓶. I think 𝓭𝓻𝓮𝓮 is the best character in the game. He has insane scaling and damage over time. Farms really fast with Ricochet. What's really extra annoying about 𝓭𝓻𝓮𝓮 is his tier 1 upgrade for his burn reduces spirit damage by 30%. Coupled with inhibitor, it feels like you do no damage against this guy. Next is 𝓼𝓼. 𝓼𝓼 is just like a really good, complete character. He probably has the best ultimate in the game. Just Majestic Leap plus ultimate, and you can just win the game on the spot randomly. He has really good crowd control with his 1, and the invuln on his 2 is really insane. You can save your team from a lot of things. And he has a team heal for laning phase. One of the best duo lane characters. Xiv with the latest buffs is pretty crazy. He's insanely tanky because of his 3. He pretty much takes 30% less damage, and he does so much damage with just his Rage 2 and his ult execute. I recommend rushing superior cooldown and the max rank dash. With this you can get resets on your 2 and farm camps and 1v9 with leech. You can get shut down with slowing hex and CC and stuff, but you can build around it. Next is 𝓭𝓼𝓮𝓪𝓶. 𝓭𝓼𝓮𝓪𝓶's kit is just insane, just by design. He has crazy poke in lane, and his cube can save anyone on your team from danger. When he uses ball, he also gains just 60 to 70% damage resistance. When played well, 𝓭𝓼𝓮𝓪𝓶 is super obnoxious and hard to deal with. 𝓭𝓻 is the best ganking early. He has so much burst damage, and if you don't shut him down, 𝓻 can just take over a game. He has so much just threat range, and his ult is crazy for getting kills and just securing objectives and boss and stuff. Pocket. Their laning phase is one of the best in the game with the poke and the shotgun. The briefcase makes them immune to any telegraphed attacks, and the ultimate is always super annoying. If you get hit by pocket ult, you pretty much have to back out of the team fight or you'll just die. It also cuts healing reduction by 60%. The enemy can buy duration or a debuff reducer, but if they don't, it just destroys them. Mirage Tornado is one of the craziest abilities in the game. It makes them invulnerable, it lifts you forever, and it gives them bullet evasion as a baseline. If you try to trade with him, his scarabs steal health and shred your bullet resistance. He's really strong in lane, and he can really take over a game with his ult. And in the late game, he scales really hard with his 3. 𝓼𝓼𝓮𝓪𝓶 is really strong in lane. The poke is super annoying and hard to dodge. She also heals a bunch too, especially in a duo lane. She feels really oppressive, and her ult is just cheese. I recommend getting warp stone so you can get to range easily. Yeah, once you get leech on Geist, you just heal forever. And late game, she has a point and click silence on her drain, which is really hard to deal with. 𝓵𝓻𝓲𝓽𝓬𝓱 has a lot of burst damage and crowd control. If you're caught out of position, he can just destroy you with his wall stun and punch combos. He's also really tanky, and he can just gank with his ult and snowball really hard in the mid game. In the late game, he can fall off with just how damage scales versus resistances, but anytime before that, he's pretty insane. Oh, and Krill. Lo and Krill are very tanky. They're annoying to deal with in lane since they heal so much with Scorn and can disarm you with Sandblast. Once you have ult on low, you can just farm kills on people who are out of position and try to help your team. I recommend getting a Phantom Strike for this. 𝓭𝓻𝓮𝓪𝓶's annoying to deal with for a lot of characters. He's kind of you lock people down with slowing hex and binding word. and just destroy anyone. His ult has a really long cast time, so I recommend getting Majestic Leap. You can leap up into the air and cast ult, and then recast Leap to drop down once it's done. Once Warden ults, you pretty much have to get out of there. McGinnis. McGinnis is really strong in lane. The wall is annoying. It can lock you out. She can just lock you off the minion waves and stuff. She has a heal for lane, and she kind of just split pushes and farms really hard. It's tricky to deal with since if you just run at her, the turrets will destroy you. She's very annoying. Kevin. Kevin has a lot of healing and utility. Attack speed slow on the beam. If he gets ahead, it's really obnoxious as he could just run around the map and make stuff happen. And the ult is absolutely insane for team fights and objectives. They changed the ult to freeze the Rejuvenator now, which sometimes is better, to be honest. Ivy. Ivy has a really insane ult for like ganking and team fights, and can be like free urns. Late game, it has a 4.5 second silence on it, and it's pretty much unavoidable. You just get hit by an Ivy ult, and like it's a team fight lost a lot of the time. And she provides like good damage, just generic good damage with the vines, and the gun too if you build it. Wraith. Wraith's been nerfed a bit, but she's still like a strong character. The cards do a lot of damage, and she has a teleport for getting out of danger. Her ult can lead to like free picks. The ult has a long travel time, so there's a lot of ways to avoid it if she does it from far away, but if she does it up close, it's pretty much impossible to react to. A lot of Wraiths will take the stealth items to get into melee range to ult. Paradox. Paradox has been nerfed a bunch, but is still strong. It can do solid damage, and Carbine is probably the best CC in the game. It's just like a hit scan stun, just point and click stun from any range. And you can swap people for picks. And the wall is really insane. It blocks a lot of things. It blocks A's ult. And it has a silence in the late game. In all the ways, she's just kind of a better Bebop. She's hard to play though. Haze. Haze is really weak early. But the ult is really strong and really annoying. There's a lot of ways to deal with it, and a lot of good players will just buy like Metal Skin or Warpstone or something to get out of it. You need a lot. You need like Unstoppable, Ricochet, Silencer, etc. You'll see a lot of Haze players just AFK farm for late game, and that can win you a lot of games. Siete. Seven's been nerfed a lot, but he still does good damage with like the spells and the gun. It takes a while to get going, but 7 farms really fast, so that's not a big problem. You can build him damage with like the balls and the gun, or you can go like support route with just like Echo Shard plus the stun. Point and click stun is always good. Yamato. Yamato can split push and snowball the game really hard if she gets ahead. The burst damage is really high, and if you try to fight her, she can just go invulnerable with her ult. It's common to see Yamatos go Refresher, so they can double ult and just be invulnerable forever. That being said, if she falls behind, she's pretty mediocre. She kind of just doesn't do anything. Vindicta. Vindicta is like a Smurf character. She could be annoying in lane, and she gets extra money if she gets kills with her ult. That being said, she's pretty much based around being ahead in money. If you fall behind with Vindicta, she feels really weak, and just in general, there's a lot of ways to counter her. Similar to Vindicta, there's a lot of ways to counter Grey Talon, knockdown or any crowd control to get him out of the sky. The burst damage is solid with like the 1 and the ult, but even then it's super easily counterable with like items and stuff. And then lastly, Bebop. Pretty much every good form of Bebop build has been nerfed. They've nerfed Bebop's hook a lot, they've nerfed the bombs a lot, they've nerfed the laser a lot. You can still smurf and like snowball games if you're good with Bebop, but it's just a lot harder than it used to be. And bombs just get countered by a lot of items and abilities. And that's the full tier list. Let me know what you guys think. I want to put out more videos. Let me know if you have any ideas. Alright. Bye-bye.